Afternoon, Sarah, and welcome to you all at home to a beautifully crisp, dry, sunny and fresh Kingsholm. This part of the world has pretty much been underwater the last few weeks. In fact, for Gloucester Hartpury, they're looking at a 30-minute detour around a flooded road to get to Kingsholm these days, and the Quins bus got lost en route to the stadium too. But you've made it, they've made it, and we've made it for the unstoppable force of Gloucester Hartpury against the unrelenting comeback Quins of 2026. The visitors have been fighting for every point, every minute of every match this year, whilst Gloucester Hartpury are going for a perfect 10, an eye on invincibility for the three-peat champions. Right, well, Dan Murphy has picked his 23 and he has gone to the OGs. Rani Samuda, the only change in the front row, one of those who've been at Gloucester Hartpury since its very inception. In the backs, the same could be said for Rachel Lund, who had a profound impact from the bench last week against Sale. It's a real reshuffle. Nell Metcalf plays her first game at fullback in 2 years, and Hannah de la Valle is on the wing for the first time in 4 years. For Quins, well, you've heard about the five-back row in there. Jade Conkle leads as she turns over the first page of her final rugby chapter. It is a back row 6, 7, 8 of pure industry. 33 carries from Aoife Wafer, 29 from Alex Callender the week before, and the Energizer Bunny that is Sarah Svoboda. Sarah Parry, Claudia Pena, ever present in the midfield. And the back three is pretty tasty too. Big day for Zara Green, a PWR pending in quarters. Well, that's emblematic of the weather we're enjoying here today, and it is set up nicely for two sides who are not fearful of playing expansive rugby. It's a rivalry of eras between these two. Recent history favours the Cherry and Whites, but Quins, they went for 4 years undefeated against Gloucester Hartpury back in the day. They strung together 8 consecutive wins, that is, until Gloucester Hartpury flipped the script. And with 7 wins on the spin, they're looking to make today their own great 8. All roads lead to the stoop as we enter into round 11. And Quins, and a bit of Valentine's Day pink, bound out to try and topple the Gloucester Hartpury crown. And Katie Daly-McLean, you've got your eyes on the 10s today.
I really have, you know, it's one of my favourite things to talk about, but you've got Claykie George, you know, been to 3 World Cups. You've got Ella Cromark, who's been given the keys to this Harlequin side, and in a game where it's probably going to be won by the driving maul, the 10s need to make sure they manage the game and play the percentage and the possession.
The roars, the pyrotechnics do the talking for a fervent Kingsholm, expectant of that 10th perfect victory today. And there, Claykie George, the esteemed Welsh international, with a big role to play, with a very unfamiliar backline outside of her.
She has, you know, it's something that's unheard of Gloucester Hartpury. You know, they've been generally pretty stable, but we've got Herd and Shalks in the centre against Parry and Pena that have started all PWR games together. So, you know, it's going to be interesting because you've got consistency, continuity in that, and just for Gloucester to find their feet early doors.
a very international flavour in the middle today. Natasha Ganley from New Zealand in charge of proceedings today in what feels like a big game. Feels like there could be a bit of history in the offing for Quins, but Gloucester Hartpury are so reluctant to let anyone take any points from them. It's Valentine's Day at Kingsholm. While some are in the mood for love, we're in the mood for PWR. And the emotions have gotten to Ella Cromack with her first kick, Katie.
Yeah, look, it's always tough, isn't it, when you want to put a statement on a game early doors, you want to put a kick that's somewhere contestable. Just a little bit of adrenaline there. She's given that so much. She's put that out on the bounce. So it's a big opportunity, a scrum for Gloucester Hartpury to launch from.
Yeah. Go now while we're waiting for a ball.
It's a big opportunity for both sets of front row to lay a marker down as...
We got a ball?
I think there is... Oh, there is a chain round the neck of Kelsey Jones. So she's come out and removed it and handed it over to the bench, and she's going to rejoin Cecilia Tupolotti, who's keeping Maud Muir on the bench at the moment. That says something about the form that she's in. And then Rani Samuda, her first PWR start of the season. She started here last time Quins came to town, whilst Jessie Spurrier and Laura Bimba Delgado bookending Caris Phillips for Quins.
Set!
Concrete foundations for Mo Hunt to whip it to Nell Metcalf. A hat-trick last time out here against Loughborough Lightning, and she creates some room for Rachel Lund. Try scorer off the bench last week against Sale. There's Samuda, and there is the sit-down nature of the Jamaican prop. But the carry, too good. Samuda forced to hold on, and a penalty yielded.
Look, it's great approach play by Gloucester Hartpury, but we talked about this pre-match, about this Quins back row. Alex Callender is so good at that ability to jackal, get over the ball. You see it here. Remuda does it's a great carry, but just starts to get isolated there. And it's Alex Matthews doesn't win that clear. And this Gloucester's carrying ability potentially could cause some problems today, because it leaves separation between the ball carrier and the support players, and people like Alex Callender will thrive on that.
Those stats last week for Alex Callender, 29 carries. I mean, slacking off. Aoife Wafer had 33 and 4 turnovers. But, you know, jokes aside, the mountain of work that they get through is phenomenal.
It is, and it's really interesting. Sophie touched on it again, though. It's about the quality of work, isn't it? When two players are doing so much, how much impact are they having upon the game? Because you can carry lots and make very few meters, and that's probably the difference between what Gloucester have with the Beckett's, the Monahans, the Els. They make so many post-contact meters, as opposed to maybe the Calendars and the Wafers that get through a lot, but maybe don't have the same input.
I wonder how high Aoife Wafer's ceiling is. I know we're 1 minute and 32 seconds in and we're already waxing lyrical, but you can see the golf. Sarah Byrne isn't someone who is work shy, is she? Yeah. Happy birthday, by the way, to Sarah, who's celebrating 27 laps of the sun today. But Aoife Wafer is only 22 years old. The impact that she's having, not just on the PWR, but the international game with her Six Nations accolade last year, is immense.
She is, and I think looking at her now, obviously she's been out with injury, she's been in probably a very, very hard, strict rehab club. She looks more athletic there, she looks like she's leaned up as well, and that impact that it's now having on the performances, the work rate that she's putting in there, but still very true to what we know. She's very gritty, she grafts, and she loves a jackal, so it's brilliant for Quins.
Do you know what I love as well? She's from a small town called Ballygarrett in County Wexford, a population of about 750 people. So, and they produce someone of that calibre. I think there's a pub there called the Schooner. I had a deep dive this week. So
busy week, has it?
Busy week for me, but I imagine they're packed in there cheering on Aoife Wafer and Quins.
Look, it's great. It's what we're celebrating the PWR for, isn't it? That opportunity to be the best league in the world. You need the best players, and that girl on your screen, is doing that at 22 years old. And like we touched on, the direction of travel for her is only up.
So
Well, this is the reason why we're having the opportunity to explore these topics so deeply. Lucy Packer is down receiving some treatment. The Centurion from last week, it was the Metcalf break, and I think it was a bit of friendly fire with Lauren Torley. Ooh.
Nothing worse than your teammate ending up with you having stitches, honestly.
Well, it's not just Packer who's received the brunt of that, because Torley was down as well. She's back up, and Packer is she's made of stern stuff, isn't she? Emma Swords would be the option to come off the bench, and then I guess, well, if something else happened, then it'd be Freya Orkin coming in from the wing, but looks like we're not going to be at that stage.
Just wait till she gets back out.
Spoke of how it meant the world to her to clock up 100 Quins appearances last week. She's just behind Mo Hunt in terms of the try assist stakes this season. A red rose, tete-a-tete here at Kingsholm today.
Much better kick there as well from Ella Cormack, just to settle herself in there, get a good one to touch, great distance, gives Quins a platform to launch from.
Big competition from Sam Monaghan, but Quins emerge with the ball. Conkle.
Yeah, we've got first off red off the top,
and then Packer knocking on.
Scrum to pink.
Sam Monaghan gets nowhere near the amount of praise that she probably deserves in this Gloucester Hartpury pack.
She did get player of the match against Yourself last week.
See, we were doing so well. Could have been friends. That turnover there, she's got the most in the league, back to Sam Monaghan. 7 now, but just the pressure she puts on opposition line out, but also just her work ethic around the field. Look here, Mo Steele's there. She's in good company. But just think, because she's around the Alex Matthews, the Sarah Beckett's, that probably take a little bit more of that, the Zoe Stratfords. Doesn't always get that kind of moment, and after that she's done. Walks off, mic drops.
Well, that's going to be a bit of temporary relief for Harlequins. Interestingly, Fee McIntosh for them is on the bench today. No one's claimed more lineouts than Fee McIntosh, 44 across the season, so they're missing one of their key weapons, and they're up against one of the best thieves in the business as well. Just an HIA for Sam Monaghan, so hopefully she passes the test and gets the return.
What's the message? Well done, Bran. Say it again. Sorry, happy? Yeah, same mark. Say it again. Okay, cool. Make sure you hit straight, stay up. Same mark, yep, on the 15.
That's fine, that's fine. Let's go then. Crap, all eight. Let's go. Let's go, with you, bro. Let's go, Jack. You guys are fine.
You'll be unsurprised to learn that Gloucester Hartpury have one of the most impressive scrums in the league. They've won the most penalties on their own feed. Quins conceded a couple last week against Exeter, and the home side turned the screw in uncompromising fashion, and with a penalty in the back pocket, it's fizzed wide to Jade Shekels, who allows it to bounce and then engages Orkin. Round the right they go, but Hunt spots some green grass behind an advancing Ellie Kildum, but the cruel bounce of the artificial surface,
no, advantage over,
well, is going to bring us all the way back to the Gloucester Hartpury half, because advantage was over.
Interesting call, isn't it? I'm not sure what advantage Gloucester Hartpury got there other than to play the ball. Certainly didn't go forward, but hopefully we see it. What a dominant scrum from them. You obviously touched on it.
advantage was over.
Going to see it here.
Advantage was over.
Yeah, she doesn't even get a strike. Karis Phillips does she, because they're underneath her, they're up, and they're dominant. It's really interesting. I think Gloucester Hartpury can probably feel hard done by there. Not really a lot of advantage, and it's a great kick by Moho. Great identification of space, clears Ellie Kildun, just probably the execution wasn't there.
Mo Hunt, sole captain in the absence of Zoe Stratford, who has got a minor neck complaint. And Hunt bidding to win her 10th Six Nations coming up in a month or so. Pena just slips parry through the hole, and that's wonderful strength from Tatiana Herd. Just clamped down and wouldn't refuse to stop ripping, but Pena then scoops it up to Phillips. Neither side settling completely in these opening 5 minutes or so. Wafer gets swallowed. Big double hit, a marked woman, and again the rip out of the tackle. Steph Else, third consecutive start at back row for the young blind side. Cecilia to Pelotu, miss one to Herd, finds Shekels on the inside, the centres interchangeable, inside to outside. Brock, lovely hands, and then Else back into the fray. Samuda, too much stress on her handling, and now the turn of Quins to attack.
Taken back, advantage over.
Carried back, so the 50-22 isn't on, but Nell Metcalf is flight of foot and just glides round that wall of pink that confronted her. Cool and composed. Gloucester Hartpury playing a fair bit in their 22 right now. Parry lands one on Lund. Oh, that is a hit and a half coming in from Liana McKay too.
Taken back. On now.
Kildun, first touch. Cromat, Orkin, a little bit narrow because Orkin wanted to rip that one wider.
That's your own player.
There'll be some lungs beginning to burn and a bit more sympathy required on the pass. Tatiana Herd taken low. Lund steps back inside, and Mickey too with a fabulous rip on the floor, and at long last a chance for everyone to catch their breath.
There was a lot going on in that phase of play. I think I counted at least 3 rips in the tackle. Look, both teams have come here to play. I think how quickly Gloucester get into that attacking shape, how comfortable they look, versus Quins, who are still a little bit fractious. This is a lovely little dummy, isn't it? A lovely sleight of hand. These guys have, Parry and Pena have been there. And then who rips the ball? But Tatiana Herd. So we knew there was going to be a battle between that midfield. Then it's gone again. Yeah, it's breathtaking, isn't it? Great double hit. We know Gloucester. And who's that? Oh, I think Cecilia Tuilapu takes that one, and then there's a forward pass. We've literally had everything in there, Joe.
That's a highlight package from one phase of rugby there.
Bind. Sit.
There's a fierce engagement, and this time Hunt's in a hurry to get it to the back line. Herd slips it to George. Lund round the corner. Metcalf delays the ball once more, and then a chip and a chase, and Cherry and White's hunting for a loose ball, but the pink jerseys of Quins and Packer just about arrive on time. Gloucester, for all their back three reshuffling and reconfigurating, they seem pretty happy to get it to the edge so far.
They look extremely comfortable, don't they? Especially from first phase.
Is that forward or not?
Slap back in. Felt like a risk, but it's one that just about pays off for Gloucester Hartpury. Bit more directness from the Cherry and Whites. That's their bread and butter. And then a hole opens up from nowhere, and Kate Williams goes foot to floor for a fabulous finish. The HIA replacement making her minutes count, and the champions score first at Kingsholm.
So that's what they play on. We'll sweep it though.
lovely work tries at Gloucester at their best, nice and flat to the line, nice and aggressive, speed of ball for Mo Hunt here. And you can see there's loads of runners in there, nobody knows who's going to get it. It's a missed tackle in the edge, but it's how flat, the speed. Quins can't get organised, which means they can't nominate, they can't get off the line. And here, Claykie George hits Kate Williams. I think Steph Ells was also in there. And what a pace from the back row to finish as well. She was not slow. He's happy, I think.
I think so. I think so. I mean, we've seen him in a pink beanie many times. I wonder if he rethought it with Quins coming to town.
Valentine's Day beanie.
Well, George slots that just in the nick of time. Milliseconds remaining on the shot clock, but a full 7 for the champions.
Just great to watch. They're Mo Hunt, ball in hand, but look how flat these two. 3 runners in your pictures there, and it's so difficult for Quins to nominate.
Now Metcalf got a little squeezed on the kick. It's going to work out for someone. And ultimately, it's Tatiana Herd, who's been very busy in this opening 11 minutes. Kill done. First run for the Red Rose. Gets her ankles taken away by the Gloucester Hartpury defenders. Packer takes a beat, gives it to her captain, who is averaging nearly 40 physical contacts in a game. That's between tackles and carries. Another workhorse in the ranks, and a climb bounce. As Gloucester Hartpury hesitated, Aoife Wafer didn't, but Metcalf has somehow ripped it from her grip, and then Brock's on the shoulder. Both sides just playing with such abandon.
Yeah, look, it's great to watch. If you came to watch a rugby game today, we are definitely getting one. This is a great kick by Lucy Packer, you know, loads of hang time on it. Needs to be claimed, because as soon as that ball bounces, it's a lottery. And who does it fall to but that lady? But fair play, Nell Metcalf stays in the fight. Good turnover, and then Quins are off playing. And oh, honestly, it's great to watch from up here.
Time's up.
Katie, can you decipher a discernible game plan from either of these sides at the moment in this first dozen minutes or so?
I think the only thing to notice is both sides are going hard at breakdown, aren't they? Both are going to compete on the floor, and whether that's because we're seeing a lot more time over the ball, so that attacking support players aren't getting there quick enough, but the amount of turnovers that we've had in this first 12 minutes, we've done some games where you haven't seen that in 80. So other than that, and then it's kind of get your arms free and play.
Now May Hunt, deep in conversation, probably still clarifying that advantage from earlier on. And sad news for Sam Monaghan fans is that she has failed her HIA, so won't be returning, so Kate Williams will remain. And that is a real shame for a player who's, you rightly identified, sort of really feels at the peak of her powers at the moment.
Yeah, she's been in great form. Like you say, she was very good against us at Sale last weekend, but she just is the heartbeat of all that Gloucester do well, and especially that line-out defensively. She drives that defensive line-out standard.
Options either side for Packer if Wafer can shovel it out, and she does. Cromack takes her eye off it, and De La Valle slots Pena, but the whistle had already gone.
Yeah, the shed weren't kind to her there, were they? As soon as that little knock on, you can hear them from up here getting stuck into Ella Cromack. But look, the pass wasn't great. They'll probably be a bit frustrated because it was a good platform to launch from, you know. Scrum was holding there, and Lucy Packer just goes the way. Mo maybe gets a hand in that, but look, it's good parity from Quins at Scrum, and something they'll want to use to launch from.
What's that? Not for that one, because the hands are on.
And she looks at on.
Crouch! No bind until I say bind, okay? Leave her alone. Yeah. When you're crouching, no hand up. All right, let's go.
Let's go, Quins.
Sorry.
We are in our seat. We are doing well. Come.
Back row, use your hands on
It's a very chatty pair of front rows. And he's throwing the scrum halves as well.
Let's go.
There's a lot of opinions flying around there.
Welcome to the PWR. Probably the chattiest scrum halves you're going to get there, aren't you? Hunt and Packer both will have strong opinions about what's happening.
Binds. Sit.
The shed will their women on, and they deliver what they wanted, a penalty, and Herd and Shekels with the platform to combine. Shekels blasting through the challenge room, parry, and then sitting down. Sarah Svoboda, huge carry from Shekels. And this time the cheers for the penalty advantage being exercised.
Do you think that was Mohan's influence she went back for? It's a great carry by Shekels there, isn't it? Looks, doesn't give in, doesn't stop, sits down a back row. Really, really good, strong carry, because we know both her and Tatiana Herd, that is kind of the USP of their game. Big ball carriers, get Gloucester going forward.
I'm fine with her. She needs to stay
Shekels
straight.
is such a well-rounded player as well, from all that time playing GB7s as well. Her breakdown defence very strong, good feet, good defender. Very, very nice option at 13.
Yeah, and I think you forget that she is quick, like you say, because she's got that sevens experience. She has got a bit of pace, probably a bit more pace than Tatiana Herd has. So actually they combo each other really well, because both are coming hard and they both can come very direct.
Line out, ladies. There was a contest, not straight. Line out, Trozum.
And there, the other half of the pairing. Three-time PWR winner, World Cup winner. Some pretty strong CVs out there for both sides. Alex Matthews probably with the best of them all. As a double World Cup winner and Olympian wafer, building her own resume with every carry. There to compete, and Metcalf had been able to receive that. There was a bit of room down the right, but instead it's Sarah Beckett. Either side truly finding their rhythm thus far, but Shekels looking to bring De La Valle in her new position on the edge. Switch from the right to the left in this instance to Ipolotu, dummies, and then bulldozes. Drags Wafer along for the ride.
Hold, wait! Hold on.
Kildun, not as much pressure as you might have thought, and then skips and dances and bounces and accelerates, and then gets clobbered by her fellow Olympian. Space out left, if Parry can find the pass. Orkin, time to see her feet, a hop, a skip, and then the strength to almost thrash through. Michaeli Tuu links up with Spurrier. Quins' first true entry into the Gloucester Hartpury 22, and a half hit off the ball just takes Calendar out of the game. Parry, just as comfortable, take it to the line as she is distributing. 3 cherry and whites round the Island International, then the turn of Calendar, the Welshwoman. Svoboda, the Canadian, all 3 back row having a say. Spurrier, careers into the shoulders of the host. Then it's Conkle. It feels inevitable. Michaeli Tuu dropped inches from the pain. Orkin's all alone outside, but Cromackle going alone. A blitzkrieg attack from the women in pink. And a wonderful try to level up the ledger.
Nice.
Great bit of approach play that from Harlequins, you know, they went through their phases. I thought Lucy Packer was instrumental there. Starts off with Ellie Kildud, what she does well, free space, evasion. You thought maybe Alex Matthews had her, but she was away. It's a great tackle there by Schalkels, and then goes for the competition, but this is just their forwards. That, like you say, it was inevitable, but Cormac comes in there, sees the space, and just the confidence, you know, as a young fly half to take that. Sometimes they're the ones that you think, actually, no, I'm going to leave for the forwards, but that's great to see. But Lucy Packer there, we didn't see all of her involvements, but the speed of ball, she just kept it moving, never let Gloucester Hartpury's defence set.
Well, unable to add the extras to her own effort. Her second in 3 matches, so she is a try-scoring threat, isn't she?
Take that as a fly half, especially in PWR. Like I say, she just got comfortable there. This was a really good carry, just short. But again, speed of ball. None of Gloucester have had a scan to see what's outside them because they're worried about the ball. And it's just the confidence to say, look, hit me, I'm going to go finish that. It's great to see.
Look, let's talk fly halves, Katie. Is she the third cab off the rank in your eyes after maybe Aitchison and Harrison?
Yeah, look, England are interesting, aren't they? Because obviously you have your 2 out-and-outs in Holly and Zoe, but then you've got Helena Rowlands plays there, Meg Jones can play there. I think what's interesting about Ella is what she's now doing here for Harlequins, you know, having the keys, regular minutes. They're so important to our young 10s developing, and I think you're probably right. She'll definitely be in that wider training squad. We've talked about this 4-year cycle and what happens, and the opportunity for her to have a step up is really important.
Right, I believe that Claire Thomas has someone interesting. She's got Matt Banahan.
He certainly is interesting. Cheers, Joe. Matt, your thoughts on the first quarter?
Yeah, I think the first 20 minutes, Quins have brought a lot of heat at the breakdown. Obviously, they want to try and slow our ball down, and they got some good rewards the first 10 minutes, though. The messaging is that we've got to be a bit cleaner at the breakdown to keep the momentum how we want to play. But if you give a loose kick, as we did earlier, and a loose kick chase, to the backfield that they have, they're going to make line breaks. We've got to make sure that our kick chase is connected. Bit in attack, we're moving the ball, we're threatening them. We've just got to get our breakdown a bit cleaner.
Incredibly new look back 3 for you today, especially Hannah Dallavalo playing on the wing for the first time in 4 years. What advice did you give her in the week, and how are they going? Well,
I think the back 3 are going really well. At the end of the day, we're rugby players. We know how to play it. We train in these possessions. I move them around all the time. Sorry, loads of talking in my ears. But it's the opportunities. They're just one out from where they normally are. It's not as difficult as people allude to. They're just making sure that we speak about connections and being fluid and attacking connections indeed.
Did we see those connections in the way that Kate Williams came onto the field and about 90 seconds later made that break and scored that try? Yeah, that's Kate. You're always going to get 100% effort, and she's rewarded by her knowledge, her professionalism, how she can come in and slide straight in off the bench. Unfortunately, Sam failed at HIA, but the opportunity that she did, as we just make a line break, but it's a set play that we score straight off, so go. Oh, good tackle there by Quins, but yeah, it's the fluidity is what we want, and the interchange of the positions. Joe, back to you.
Well, Matt Banahan building attacks and showing his dab hand at commentary as well. Slapped across into the hands of Williams, who almost rise free of the arms of Callender. Now Steph Elts. Fabulous feet from Tatiana Herd to position Gloucester Hartpury in the shadow of the Quins uprights. Tui Pelotu, pure power from the tight head. No. Williams again gets melted. Mikaeli too, who throwing her body into it. And Tatiana Herd has got a bee in her attacking bonnet today. She is everywhere. Tui Pelotu takes it at first receiver. That wasn't getting distributed. Mo Hunt gets herself into a tangle. Looked like that could have been forward. And then someone's lucky to not get decapitated.
Get out of it! Get out!
A more considered attack as Tui Pelotu pumps the brakes. And then Shekels finds herself free. Metcalf stutters, gets upended. Parry did so well. Both centres with the clear out. Samuda, jolting shot from the Island 8. And then the counter coming through. Look at the strength of Hunt to fend off Wafer. Pure brute force won't do the job against these tenacious Quins.
We talked about their D, didn't we, at the top of the show, and it's standing up here, you know. Gloucester going through all their phases, some big carries, double hit there. Jay Conkle, Phillips is underneath it, and it's really smart, isn't it? Because sometimes as a defender, you can try and fight that, but with this rule, when you bring them over your line and it's held up, you get to kick and exit. So really good use of the laws there.
And Metcalf, who is such an elegant runner, glides through a half hole, and again, proves that she's a handful, even for the likes of Alex Callender. And this, Katie, this is something that we spoke about before the game off air, and we haven't touched upon, that Quins need to be careful of their penalties because this leads to 22 entries.
And I'm sure if you're their coaching staff, you are so frustrated about that, because you will have talked about that in the week. Cheap penalties in your 22 calendar there, not rolling away, just gives them the opportunity to go to the worst kept secret in the league that they're going to catch and drive.
Well, Quins have conceded more meters than anybody in the league, but the Gloucester Hartpury line-out against reputation is malfunctioning quite severely today.
And this is where you look at not having Zoe Stratford, not having Sam Monaghan becomes really important, because in these moments and in this position, there are their main two go-to. Look, Steph Els is brilliant, but still very young in her development. And then you've got Beckett in there, Matthews, yes, more experience, but probably not your predominant jumpers.
No Stratford as well, but a second bite of the cherry, and more number 60 of the season is designed and will destruct and destroy the Quins defence. Gloucester Hartpury, surely they're there. More heroics from the Harlequins women. But how long can they stave off the threat? Well, that's your answer. Cecilia Tuipulotu, a carry descended from the Tongan family tree. No match for that kind of power, and Gloucester across for their second.
She's been very good as well for this opening 26 minutes. The amount of work she's getting through, the dominance of her carries. But here you see, we talked about it. Once they get it going, once they get it formed, in the words of Sophie de Goody, it's patience, and apparently you just have to stay low, and that's basically it about them all. But it's just they're just short, they aren't they? I think they thought they were closer than they are, and then, like we said, it's a really good pick. It's so explosive. That ability to get your chest down doesn't let defenders to get underneath you. Unstoppable from there.
Look how those offsides looking, guys.
Claky George, in the absence of Emma Singh, who has been supreme from the tee, may just run out of time on the shot clock. Well, despite the additional 5 seconds, pulls it to the left of the upright, so it'll be just the 7-point lead for Gloucester, but an extension nevertheless. Sarah Beckett winds up and almost runs through a huge hole. Caught, though, low by the laces by Spurrier. Herd, so prominent, so impactful, and Metcalf so classy. It's a devil of a ball that Cromack controls on her shin and then uses her size to punch a bit of a hole. Quins rebuilding on the halfway line. Gloucester Hartpury players looking to snaffle on the floor. Kildunn slips it inside to Torley. First time we've seen her with ball in hand today. Mikaeli too just puts too much pressure on Wafer's hands. And another back row, but in cherry and white, Georgia Brock is first to it. She's had a fabulous few rounds, Georgia Brock. Not involved in the wider England squad. And now Metcalf is continuing to look classy and composed. the try scorer, to Brock. Feels Bimba Delgado's shoulder into her. Dropped on Orkin. No one at home. Can she collect? You betcha. But then gets press ganged by a couple of Cherry and Whites. Herd almost has her pass picked off by Packer. If that had stuck, it was try time.
Mohan not happy with that decision. I don't think hands in the air. Again, we've got everything. These phases of plays, we're seeing so much good stuff here. Tatiana Herd being involved in everything. Lucy Packer, does that come forward off her hand there and then into touch? Yeah, definitely looks like she gets a touch on it, I think, but then off Beckett and into touch.
It is backwards.
Neither side having a ball at line-out time today. They're winning more of each other's than their own. And Gloucester Hartpury now get to profit. Svoboda sort of got caught in two minds and chose the right option. Herd, Shekels, Delavale fends off Torley. And then she gets a little bit of help from Parry, who's trapped to the bottom, and Mohan ain't hanging around. She wants to drive the tempo. Early try scorer at the stoop. Oh, it's a beautiful ball. And somehow slots Tui Pelotu through a hole. A cannonball careering in from 40 metres. Super Cecilia takes off and blows the roof off Kingsholm.
I love that, Super Cecilia. That is going to stick, isn't it? Look, who said she's had a brilliant opening half an hour, but the delay there from Claky George. Look, she goes to the line, throws a double, and then it's the line, isn't it? She's so straight. You think somebody's going to tackle her. She's looking for somebody to tackle her, and then Ellie Kildunn gets barreled back over her own line. What a finish. It's a great ball, but it's just the strength, the acceleration, the fend. I wonder if she's looking for her own support or where the Quins defenders are coming from, but what a try from a prop.
The architect of Cecilia's second adds another pair of points, and Kingsholm are happy.
Just a really good finish, isn't it? You know, she's so strong. Ellie Kildunn is a strong defender, but the momentum she has when she hits her, to be able to take her back with her, it's really impressive.
If you're new to the game of rugby, if your surname's Tui Pelotu, it's usually a good sign as to your guess, but Cecilia is certainly living up to the family name here on Saturday afternoon.
Let her go now. No, she's laid on her there. Take him back. Hold, wait. Oh, wow.
Just under 7 minutes for Quins to get themselves back into the mix. Boom goes Sarah Parry. Lund blasted back. And maybe that's the carry that Quins need to put a bit of wind in their sails. The Spanish international, Laura Delgado. And the Quins magician, Ellie Kildunn, who you thought was going to drift through the hole. Instead, she passed. And Quins knock on under the partisan jeers and eyeballs of the shed.
Yeah, you thought she was going to dummy that and go, did you? And I think she got caught in two minds, you know. She saw two back row. I think it's Sarah Beckett. out there. Here we see Sarah Parry's carry. We talked about her physicality. It's everything you want to see on an edge breakdown. Just drops that shoulders, and Rachel Lund is a good defender there. Really, really dominant carry, and then Quins moved the ball to that edge, and like I say, I think Ellie just probably got caught in two minds, identified two forwards, and then kind of threw that pass where actually the support player didn't want it.
Exciting day for Sarah Parry. We bigged up that sort of 12 battle. She is coming through the ranks. She's been ID'd for a long time as someone to keep an eye on, and she's delivering on that promise. But it must be so good for her coming up against where she wants to be in Tats Herd.
Yeah, 100%. And the performance we've seen from Tatiana Herd as well, you know, it's a great battle. And if you're English and you're looking at this from an English Red Roses point of view, it's brilliant, right? You've got somebody who's already got the shirt, who's in great form on your screen now, and a young up-and-coming saying, I want that and I'm going to take it off here. It's a brilliant battle, and I think both players are going extremely well in this first half.
Let's go then. Let's go back. Seconds. See, let's go.
Crouch. Bind.
I've got the winger.
Sit.
2, 3.
Well, Quins give Gloucester Hartpury a taste their own medicine, and Alex Matthews is in the rare scenario of being in reverse and picking and going. Herd makes more meters. Michaeli too launches herself into some legs once more. Option shut off for Claky George, who wisely holds on. Cromat almost trapped in. Looked manufactured by Hunt, didn't it?
Knock on.
Quins, bit of transition ball to work with, but they can't collect it cleanly.
I think going back to your earlier point, I think Ella Cromat was lucky there. I think, yeah, there's a little few instances where we're seeing from Quins where they're just lying on that wrong side, just being a bit laboured, should we say, and getting up and getting out of the way, and purely because they want to stop Gloucester's speed of ball, they want to stop Mohun getting there, and it's a smart tactic, especially if referee's not going to manage that space.
Cool. Longer bind and stay up. Thank you. Sorry.
Girls, choose your hands on the ball, left ball out, let's go get. Good pictures. Let's go.
Well, by the sounds of things, there's some good travelling Quinn support here at Kingsholm. The Shedder obviously is vocal as ever, but the courted cohort are emptying their lungs in the main stand, and Aoife Wayford is going to give them something to roar about here. What a burst from the Wexford woman, who continues to power on through the cherry and white challenges. Might met with might as the counter-ruck comes, but Quins maintain their grip on the ball. Calendar on, now Delgado. Wafer, late arrival, just gets swallowed up by Gloucester Hartpury jerseys. She may be a marked woman, but she's still making hay. Conkle, the captain. Really bruising carrying. There's a bit of wreckage in the aftermath too. Michaeli Tuhu looks to drive through Jones. Quins with that lightning quick ball that they thrive upon. The Canadians for Boda. Almost to the line. Calendar ignored. Cromat lifts it to Torley, who coasts across. 2 attacks, 2 entries, 2 tries. Ruthless from the women in pink.
What's that?
Really lovely try, wasn't it? And it's from, we talked about this lady right at the beginning, Aoife Wayford. What can't she do? She breaks from that scrum. I did wonder, Claky George is a little bit wide. She leaves that seam. Both back row don't get off, and then she's away. It's a great carry, and then you thought, oh, it's all going to come to an end, counter-ruck. But this ball by Ella Cromat, one step off our left hand and an easy run-in for Thorley, but All that work had been done by the forwards there. Basically, you've done to Gloucester what Gloucester have been doing to teams all year round. Forwards battering, battering, battering. As soon as the ID space, good execution, Winger gets a run in untouched.
Wait.
Lauren Torley,
How are we looking?
7th try across all competitions for the standout performer for GB7s at the Paris Olympics.
Okay, fine, for the head on head. For the head on head, yeah, because
And
the tackler is bent.
Jade Conkle is still down in the Gloucester Hartpury 22 and receiving some attention in amongst that. Bethan Lewis has come on as well, the 61 cap Welsh woman.
Thank you.
And I believe she's on for Steph Else. And this is how Conkle did herself a mischief. I think maybe a bit of head-on-head in the challenge, and that's why we've lost Else.
Just wait.
Nothing worse than when you've had an injury and it happens at the other side of the pitch. You have to run 80 metres to get back in the game because nobody waits for you.
Well, mercifully for Jade Conkle, it goes to the other side, but maybe foolishly, Gloucester Hartpury pin it on Michaeli too, who has been impressive in this first 40. She had a huge impact from the bench last week, 14 gain line carries, and she didn't even start.
Yeah, knock on there.
That's a great stat, isn't it, off the bench? Have impact, they say.
That's fine.
Well, that'll be the last act of a gripping half of rugby. In fact, it's Gloucester Hartpury who are in the lead by virtue of 2 fine tries, both very different. The second, a delight from Cecilia Tuipulotu. But Quins, when they've got quick ball, when they've entered the Gloucester Hartpury 22, they've made it count. And we got a game on our hands right here, because at half-time at Kingsholm, it's Gloucester Hartpury 19, Harlequins 10.
King's Home, the winners of the raffle are in. Winner of a signed Gloucester Hartpury shirt, courtesy of Spirax Sarko, is ticket number 11625-118. That's ticket number 11625-118. You're going home with a signed Gloucester Hartpury shirt. Please make your way to reception before the end of the game to collect your prize. The winner of a Gloucester Hartpury shirt, this is prize number 2, is ticket number 21. Ticket number 21, you're going home with a Gloucester Hartpury shirt. Please make your way to reception before the end of the game to collect your prize. And the third and final winner is ticket number 85. Ticket number 85, you're going home with 2 tickets to a future Gloucester Hartpury match of your choice. That's ticket number 85, you're going home with 2 tickets to a future Gloucester Hartpury match of your choice. Please head to reception to collect your prizes. King's Home, we are celebrating a handful of birthdays here today. It's a big happy birthday to Lucy Collins, who is turning 12 today. Wishing you a lovely day, Lucy, and a big happy 18th birthday to Jess Ellicott. Big happy 18th birthday to Jess Ellicott.
Checking your breast regularly for habits of life. Touch, touch, touch. Look, look, check. Touch, look, check. Touch your breast. Look for changes. Check anything new or unusual with the deeper. Touch, look, check. Together, let's pick breast cancers.
The new insurance department of PWR. And they're training staff to get to load of players. How excited are you that PWR has a new partner director? I signed up the let's get going. Given Gallagher's role as both a broker and risk management partner, how do you personally reconcile the moral hazard inherent in arrogate, not smuggling with the emotional mortality of elite sport?
I can say about Gallagher over 100 now.
Kings Home, please welcome back to the field, Harlequins.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to Kings Home, where Jade Conkle has a smile on her face with her team in a position where they could take a famous scalp here today, Katie.
Yeah, they definitely can. You know, there's what, 1 and a bit scores in it, you know. But I think what's really important for Harlequins now is they've got to try and score next, because what we know about Gloucester and the way they're played out, when they get one, they generally get another, and that's when the momentums and games start to shift. So for Quins, it's going to become really important, you know. They've conceded 7 tries in the last 10 minutes of games over the season. So the last 10 minutes for them isn't the bit where they really thrive. So this opening 20 of this second half is going to be super important.
They have dug deep in the last fortnight. Harlequins, the last gasp victory over Trailfinders, the draw at the death against Exeter Chiefs. So they go one bigger and better here at Kings Home against the champions. Claky George has us back underway and back into the arms of Michaeli too, who seems to make meters no matter the manner in which she receives the ball. Well, influential change is Emma Swords, as you can see at the base, and gets a little bit congested in the box, and that's a bit of sensible, sympathetic refereeing right there, as Sarah Beckett knew nothing about her accidental offside, and Swords gives it to Cromack, and Cromack picks a beautiful angle and some space behind George, but doesn't get the rub of the green. But Ellie Kildun,
Keep going, 21.
I was going to say we'll get the run of Kingsholm, but instead she opts for pragmatism with the boot. Metcalf may have just gone straight out, and that's a nice little win for Quins.
Yeah, it is. It was a nice little kick battle there. That first one from Ella Cromack, she hit it beautifully, and like you say, she just didn't get the bounce. They're the ones where you want them to roll. You want them to roll deep into the 22, and then we see George and Kildun get into a bit of a battle, but that's a bad mistake from Nell Metcalf. There was a lot of space in that backfield, really to identify it and execute. It gives Harlequins here a good attacking option.
Conkle, oh, what a pluck from Aoife Wafer, who barely broke stride as she arched back. And then Karis Phillips, fellow head guarded forward, advances on, but she is dispossessed. Brock with the sharp hands, Herd fixing defenders, Shekels going on the outside, and finding the challenge of Orkin. Orkins getting tested again by Herd, who had Mo Hunt on the shoulder, but passes it into touch.
Yes, it's tough if you away for it at the minute. She's plucking them, like you say, out the air. But Gloucester on the counter-attack are so good. I think this Herd and Shekels partnership has gone really well. Both of them super involved in carrying, a bit loose from Tatiana Herd there. But the approach play, again, really, really good.
And you'd have to presume that there's an injury to Cecilia Tuipulotu, because after a 2-try first 40, she's been replaced. But Maud Muir ain't bad, is she?
She's all right, isn't she? We've heard of this girl before. Yeah, look, I thought, like you say, Tuipulotu, if I could say her name, has been brilliant. But, you know, it might be that she's had a really good shift, and Maud Muir's going to get 40 to see what she can do.
Well, knocking on a half-century of Red Roses caps, you would anticipate they'll come in the Six Nations for the former Wasp. But now firmly of the Gloucester Hartpury parish, as Alex Matthews back in cherry and white last week after absence against Loughborough Lightning. Gets a hand on the ball again, links up with Muir immediately, who is on a swivel and showing the strength to stay up and try and find an offload. Calendar is clamped down, but gets blasted off. Herd almost sees her pass picked off by Torley. Competitive start from both sides. It's a brilliant defensive read from Michaeli too, who just doesn't miss at the moment. Muir forces the pass, Swords, then gives it to Metcalf. It's Harem Scarum, and Pena reels her in.
Yeah, tackle's fine, timing was
Mo
okay.
Hunt is wiped out by Michaeli too. Ellie Kildun instructed to send it.
Keep going, keep going.
I think everyone wants her to run it. This fast and free nature of this game, right up her alley. Orkin looks like she'll employ the feet that were honed when she was a young prodigy at touch. Swords to Conkle.
Use it!
Turnovers were a big feature of that first half. 5 to Gloucester Hartpury, 2 to Quins. None so far this half, but plenty of exchanges of possession as Metcalf just sees a glint of light before it's darkened by Quins defenders. Now it's on out wide. Beckett to Shekels. Has that top end pace to thrive out wide. Beckett has the brawn to stay on her feet until help arrives. Fizzed across the face. Els frees up the hands. Matthews straightens and thrashes into the 22. There's an urgency about the Gloucester Hartpury attack. Metcalf can't claim it cleanly. Has Della Valle, might not need her. When was the last time the ball was out of play? Oh, it's a head clash between two Quins players.
No advantage. Cool. Never back on side.
And eventually the whistle blasts because Quins, understandably, struggling to get onside at the back feet as relentless wave after wave of attack came their way.
It is breathless, isn't it? We knew the first half was good, but the second half, these opening 6 minutes, has been brilliant. End to end, everything, turnovers, offloads. And now we'll no doubt see the drive and maul. I think it's hard for Quins, isn't it, when Gloucester are going through wave and wave here. We see Steph Els, her ability to get her arms free. Great tackle there. Alex Matthews, such a strong runner. And then they're there and the ball is gone. And that is the strength of Mohan. You see little delays. Maud Muir, that one maybe she should have kept a hold of, but this offload game, getting in behind Quins, has caused them a lot of problems.
No contest.
Jones to Brock, maybe the most diminutive forward of them all. But they can toss her up high. The calendar and Quins have infiltrated the Gloucester Hartpury maul. They won't relinquish their grip, and that is an enormous feather in the defensive caps of the Quins.
Alex Calendar thrives in that, doesn't she? Some players would not want to be anywhere near that. Alex Calendar is like, hand up, send me in, and she's so good there, you know, gets in. As soon as she gets a hold of that ball, she doesn't have to release it, goes to ground, it's a maul and it's turnover. You think Gloucester formed it well, balls in the back, and there you see her. She works so hard to splinter it and get through the middle. Really good play by Alex Calendar there.
She's not been back long, but safe to say that she's missed it. I think first appearance a couple of weeks ago against Trailfinders, try, 24 carries, 27 tackles.
Not bad.
Just the 51 physical impacts in the game, both sides of the ball.
Chasing Aoife Wafer, isn't she? I'm sure they've got a tally chart somewhere in Harlequins.
Well, Oval Insights, who we touched base with in the week for a bit of statistical help, were telling us that through their database, not completely official and ratified, but there's few individuals who've ever carried quite so many times in a professional game of rugby as Aoife Wafer did last week, and that's spanning 150,000 games of data.
Yeah. Wow. I haven't said set. Let's hold our weight, right?
So that puts it into perspective. That's men's and women's rugby.
Let's go again.
Principles, let's go. Second. Ella, big boot. Second, so then. Hold that, please.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
The Quins pack obliterated, and there was only one choice for the whistle.
It's a penalty. Go back. Calm down. All right. You got the penalty?
Oh,
yep.
It wasn't me.
Both sides as well.
It wasn't me.
All right, we've got the maul set up. Pink on the line.
Yeah, ball didn't get back, did it? You know, such dominance there from Gloucester Hartpury, but they've got a strike there, Quins, and it's how they can get that ball through the channel and back to Aoife Wafer, as we see and Sarah Beckett have some choice words.
No contest. Set up.
Brock, the target once more on this occasion. Plenty of cherry and white planted between Kelsey Jones and the Quins defenders, and they can't contain Kelsey. Jones delivers the bonus point try, and Gloucester Hartpury turn the mauling screw, as they so often do.
It's all about patience. It was much better form this time, you know, no space, no gaps. The likes of Alex Callender's getting there, gone to the front. Quins haven't competed, they've stayed down, trying to stop that maul, and you see Kelsey Jones at the back with number 2 has got a bit of an arm try, hasn't she? She's just sitting behind them forwards, working really hard, feeling the weight shift as soon as that goes. It's an easy finish for a player of her quality.
Yeah, trial clear, Tosh. Cool, thank you.
Claky George has the freedom of the shot clock this afternoon, every last second of it, and she's reaping the rewards as that woman there celebrates a trio of tries in the last 3 weeks.
So strong when she breaks, isn't she? Again, nice and low, doesn't allow anybody to get underneath her, and all the hard work has been done by the pack in front of her.
Lift her in.
And we're all talking about the perfect season, the Invincibles, and that bonus point keeps Gloucester Hartpury on track. That is their 19th consecutive bonus point that they've achieved through tries scored in the PWR. Forget about dominance, this is feeling dynastic at the moment.
And the difference for me about Gloucester Hartpury, we keep talking about it, is you wouldn't say today they've played particularly well. You know, they haven't had the cohesion that we've had or we've seen from them earlier in the season, and they're still 16 points up against a good Quins side.
A good Quins side, a determined, never say die Quins side. Oh, Eva Wafer gets dished up. Haven't said that too many times since arriving on these shores. That's a lovely pass, and Kildunn's got space and pace. But head in the spokes tackle from Tatiana Herd. And again, Quins, they're getting that quick ball that they flourish with. There's Zara Green, a PWR debut and a mighty carry to kick off her campaign in professional rugby. Fourth visit to the 22 from Quins so far. They've left with 2 tries from their opening 3, and Michaeli too has spearheaded the physical confrontation that they brought to this point. Wafer refuses to go down. Gloucester Hartpury hunting in packs. Tatiana Herd has got an appetite for contact today. A little bit of deception in there. Saw Gloucester Hartpury pick the wrong runner. Quins as close as they've been this half. Can they strike for a third? They sure can! And deservedly so. It is the diamond-tipped Liana Michaeli too, who's been punching holes and taking names all afternoon, that drags them back into the contest with Harlequins third.
Yeah, it's well worked, isn't it? Again, she starts it, doesn't she? Links very well with Ellie Kildunn. Potentially should have gone, and then again, once Quins find that quick ball, they have been causing Gloucester Hartpury a lot of problems, but it's a good finish, well supported by a capital Jake Conkle, and it put Quins back in this game with, what, 25 to go.
Substitution made by Harlequins a few moments
She has been a terrific signing. First start at lock today on her 7th outing in quarters. She's never been in the second row for New Zealand. She may have done so in her Super Rugby days at the Blues, but I mean, when you bring a high-profile foreign import in, you want them to perform like that. She just delivers week after week.
Yeah, and I think she's taken her form from World Cup. You know, she was a standout for New Zealand in the World Cup last year, and like you say, the involvements, the tenacity, just the physicality she's bringing to this Quins pack is great to see.
Hold 3, hold 3.
9-point game, and Quins clearing the decks. Herd on that seam between tail and 10. And a slide over ambition to keep the ball alive. Sees it in quartered hands. Knocked down by Nevo Dowd.
Offside, number 17.
But it was her being offside, the replacement loose head. And this is a nice bit of relief for Quins. And, well, that penalty was from Gloucester's number 17, but that's Quins' number 17, the newest PWR Harlequin, who was playing for the University of Surrey on Wednesday, along with Ruby Winstanley securing a league championship and putting them in the playoff picture for Bucks Super Rugby. So from uni to PWR in the space of a few days. Great moment for Zara Green. Sarah Svoboda back into the throat. Michaeli too, and Wafer almost makes something out of nothing. Beckett's there. She's been busy, the birthday girl. George has a lot of options out wide. Arrival from depth from Shekels, almost burst. Still huge meters after contact. Nevo Dowd, so good in the loose. Else too, combining with George, pirouetting out of hits. Beckett can't quite fix her hands before swords arise at her knees.
Oh, it was a lovely build-up play for Gloucester Hartpury there. That offload, either pre-contact or post-contact, it has been really, really nice. And when they get it right, it's been unstoppable. But for an error here, you see O'Dowd, lovely little line there from Elle. She's then looking for George, just when everybody's flooding it. They're all connected. They all know what's coming in. Yeah.
Seconds.
Quins under some pressure to emerge from their 22. All they want to do is get into Gloucester Hartpury's 22 because they've been as clinical as they've been all season. 4 entries, 3 tries. Oh, Metcalf is so lucky for that to be called back. And she may just make Quins pay. Glided through the first line of chasers. And Brock stationary, doesn't advance any further. Oh, Langi Tuima puts her hand up, and that's not often the best policy when you don't want to be yellow carded, but it looks like she'll just be penalised to the tune of a penalty.
Penalty only, yeah.
Yeah, Nell Metcalf certainly looked lucky with that drop ball earlier, didn't she? And like you say, I think these are interesting because there's intent for me to catch. Don't know if we're going to see it again, but her hands are up, her palms are up. She's looking to catch that ball as opposed to bat it down. But look, it is Cynical, and it gives Gloucester Hartpury another opportunity to launch from.
Yeah. We're just going to get the blood sorted.
Your thoughts, Katie?
It goes forward. I know she's in front of the ball, but and then this one here would be interesting at defending.
On your throat or on their throat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Langi Tuima there.
Went with 2 hands.
Yeah, she went with 2 hands. It is a penalty though, isn't it? She wasn't going to catch that.
Yeah, so just make sure you
Brought up her 100th Quins appearance against Gloucester Hartpury back in November. And a key leader, very versatile as well, centre 10 option 2. She's on for Lawrence Hawley.
Yeah.
So just at the scrum, once your shoulders come off, once you unwind, the ball is up. So I'm just letting you know that she's going to go. Okay?
She's starting from behind the...
She's starting at the tunnel, and as soon as your shoulders come up,
That's a problem. I can start at channel 1 though, can't I? She has to stay.
Yeah, so, but as soon as your arms come up, you can start in the ball.
Yeah, so I might start at channel 1 on the side if we get another scrum. Just so
Turn them on the side.
not change. Yeah. So then she has to stay, doesn't she?
Yes, as long as your shoulders are on, then yeah. Yep. Stay up to the front arm. What did you do? Okay. Put her up now. And time back on.
Quarter of the match remaining. Gloucester Hartpury into the Quins 22 once more. Their efficiency, not red hot, but Tatiana Herd burning away through the Quins defence. She's been threatening that all game. She's felt inevitable from the first blast, and come 60 minutes, she delivers a barnstorming solo finish.
Yeah, she's been outstanding today. You know it's coming. The way they set it up here, Sarah Becker peels off the back. If they're waiting for the wall, fends Aoife Wafer, fends Ella Cromark, and she finishes so well. But she's so strong, isn't she? Through that seam between the 10 and the back row where they're not aligned, and you get to pick out your spaces. It's just a really nice finish. Like you say, solo finish by Tatiana Herd.
And that's not a bad last touch in the game, is it? Tatiana Herd from the field and replaced by young Molly Bunker. And Kelsey Jones, once again, the Time Lord herself, splits the uprights, and it is a 7-pointer, and might that be the try to put the win beyond Harlequins' reach?
Yeah, I think you're right. We see it again, and the line from Tatiana is great. Some good defenders that she beats there. But I think if you're Quins now, it's about getting this bonus point. We talk about how competitive it is at the top end of the table with other games to play. There'll be no Loughborough and Ealing. We'll be looking at points this weekend. So getting a point, maybe getting 2 from here is massive from Quins now.
Well, Loughborough Lightning got that bonus point at the death here 2 weeks ago. Last play of the game. Quins in third at the moment, 9 points adrift of Sarries in second, but they're right in the midst of it.
Playing a knock-on advantage.
And they're playing a potentially playoff defining block as well. They've got Sarries in just over a month at the Stoop, and they've got Sale,
the previous ruck by Red,
and back-to-back games against Lightning and Trailfinders. There's no easy games though, are there?
No, there's not. Good answer. I was worried where you were going when you said Sale in that funny voice. Sale at home as well. At Sale.
At Sale. I'll tell you what. The kit man will be.
There he is.
The kit man will be having sleepless nights. No one's worked harder than Gloucester Hartpury's guy getting the mud out of the lilac.
Tell you what, that mud on there, that pink will look great, won't it?
Good, honest rugby. I'm here for it.
Crouch. Binds.
Yes, Ruby. Knees.
But on a serious note, that run of games for all of the teams now, because realistically, like we say, 2 out of 4 going into the 2, into that 3rd and 4th spot, all points become really important.
Michaeli too thinks about the offload. Alarm bells ringing for Gloucester Hartpury because Quins are into the 22. And they've got a penalty as well to drive this close to the corner.
Smart play by Emma Swords there, Gloucester player slow to retreat, and she just hits the ball off and forces the referee into making a decision there.
On the line, Red.
Into the corner they go. Kaylee Powell, that was, who is on for Ella Cromark, I beg your pardon. It's a bit of a change in style in fly half. Powell very threatening to the line, and Harlequins gearing up to give Gloucester a taste of their own try-scoring medicine. And the baller from Ballygarrett, Wafer at the bottom of the heap. It just had to be. And there's the bonus point. And maybe we spoke too soon. There's Harlequins back in the game.
Yeah, still what, an 11-point game with 15 to go. I think it's a big ask for Quins. I think look, they want to get in within 7 now because they're getting a second point as well. But we know there's been more draws in this league than for a long time, and it's a really well worked maul. You know, I'm starting to become a pro at talking about these. But again, it's down, it's patient, it's low, and great work from Aoife Wafer there, because I thought she was going into touch, but knew exactly where she was on the pitch, used the players in front of her to provide that protection, and it's a nice finish.
And, well, it's a running theme. You score tries, you get the shepherd's crook in this game. 2 Pilotu after her brace. Tatiana Herd a moment ago, and now Aoife Wafer with her last act of another magnificent personal performance.
Yeah, is that a new rule? Once you score, you're off.
If I cut out, let me know. Yep, that matches mine.
Well, they had to wait a long time for her, diligently went through her rehab and her return, and she's come out better than ever.
It's great to see that, isn't it? You know, when players have been through a bit of a torrid time. I think, like I say, I think she looks more athletic, she looks more mobile, she's obviously carrying really well, she's getting through a lot of work. Great to see, because she would have put in those hard yards to get back to that.
Langi Tuima. Parry. Quins trailing by 11. 2-score game. After they failed to add the extras from out wide.
Number 6, sub. Number 6, sub. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Come back on, sorry. I got the wrong number, wrong side. Sorry, my fault. Yeah. Number 6.
Well, you have to tip your hat to Quins, because they keep coming back swinging, don't they? They've got that bonus point, and now are 2 in the offing, if not the win. But baby steps as Sarah Svoboda bounds off after a typically industrious 66 minutes or so, and Fee McIntosh is on, so she'll slip into the row, I believe.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
And well, and then imagine that Michaeli too will clamp herself onto the side of the scrum. That's some introduction from Molly Bunker. A bruising first carry, but a penalty surrendered on the floor.
By that lady on your screen, Alex Calder again. You know, Mohan's gone quick from the free kick at scrum. Good carry by Molly Bunker, but it's just the speed of thought, speed of action to get into a good position to be able to challenge for that.
So touch found, and time for us to find Claire Thomas's with someone interesting.
Defence coach Chris Laidlaw with me now. Chris, every time you make it down the other end, you score a point. So bonus point in the bag. How do you get up there again?
I think we've got to manage. We've probably not backed up a score with a score in terms of managing this part of the field. I thought we did that really well early in the game, but probably not doing it as well at the moment. But I think the group are got a willingness to play now. So I would probably keep hold of the ball a bit deeper in a half.
You keep shouting transition. This game has got so many crumbs up for grabs. How are you handling those moments? Are you building into it?
Yeah, I think we've probably been caught a little bit on transition D. A little bit narrow on our edges. Probably the same again is about to happen here. So yeah, we've got to fight really hard when we lose possession to try and hold that momentum, because once you get a bit front foot ball, they're dangerous.
Still very much in this one, Chris. Thanks for your time. We'll head back to commentary.
No worries, thank you.
Oh, Nevo Dowd is an offload machine, and she has got a battering ram on her shoulder. Maud Muir is going to drag every last Quins defender with her, but she just doesn't have quite enough extension in her fingertips to round off a wonder try.
I thought we were going from Super Cecilia to Marvellous Maud. Oh, it's a great offload again. The props just look so confident, ball in hand. Oh, she just tried to reach, didn't she? That's probably one where you can just hold a beat, let your momentum settle before you go. Ooh!
They're
They're going to review that.
Double check this.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision there, because it does look like there's some contact.
Can you please double check if she's grounded that or not?
Come on, Katie, what's your initial instinct?
I think this could be a try. I think she's still got contact when that hits the line before it then spills forward.
Angle's coming now, Tosh.
Cool, thank you.
So there is downward pressure, Tosh, so you can make sure if she's on the line or not.
Okay. So we're just checking if she's made the line or not. We have got downward pressure.
Just checking another angle, Tosh.
Cool, we just got one more angle. So for me, that's on the line. Are you sure or on the line?
Yeah, agreed, Tosh.
Okay, cool. So
there's downward pressure and the ball hits the line.
Okay, thank you. So we've got downward pressure and it's on the line, so it's going to be a try.
Two-finger downward pressure.
It's so
Marvellous Maud with a finish of pure majesty for the Queens of Kingsholm.
Yeah, I mean, can you name two better tight heads at the moment? That, I mean, not only are they dominating in their set piece, but what they can do around the park. Both of them have been brilliant. 40 minutes each. It's pretty hard to separate them.
Claky George has truly stepped up to the plate from the tee today. She's been kicking at 55% this season in the PWR, but she has been near perfect, as of the tight heads in cherry and white today. And in amongst all of that as well, Lucy Simpson has replaced Kelsey Jones and Sian Jones on for Captain Mo Hunt. 10 minutes for Quins to try and track down a losing bonus point. The indefatigable Michaeli Tu runs into Maud Muir, which is not a recommendation.
Bad idea
for any human, no matter your strength and size. Powell, Parry, Kildunn, been kept quiet all afternoon. And it just slips out of the Swede Maya Muller's hands.
Knock on.
And just a sense of a bit of life has been drained from Quins after that Maud Muir finish.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, it's tough when you've got your losing bonus point, but the quality of Gloucester definitely starting to show. I think their bench have come on and made a difference. It's frustrating, you know. I think Ellie, what we've normally seen from somebody like Ellie Kildunn, we haven't necessarily seen today. Gloucester haven't given her that as many opportunities in the backfield, haven't kicked loosely to her, and it probably a bit of frustration there when you've worked hard to get your hands free, just simple errors.
There's Lizzie Golden, named in every PWR squad this season. She was an unused replacement at the Stoop, but she gets her Quins cap on home soil today.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go again. Yeah. All right. Let's have a bigger gap on the side as well. All right. And no talking. Yeah, thank you.
I love that. Referee to the 9. No talking. I've lasted 71 minutes and enough is enough.
Crouch. Bind. Sit. 2, 3, go.
Kingsholm and their insatiable appetite for scrum penalties. Oh, Jade Shekels had cut a wonderful angle, but she just couldn't quite hold on to the fizzed pass. That is as good a touch finder as you'll find from an angle like that in any league on the planet. Right into the heart of the 22. Look at that. 5-metre channel to work with, and all the way to 12 metres from the Quins line. And you know what Gloucester Hartpury love to do when they got a line out in a 22? They go to their happy place. They retreat to the set piece that they thrive in. And Quins can only stop it through illegal means. George Bunker uses her power and takes Gloucester Hartpury to the brink of another score. George, bounce pass, dummy, oh, lifted inside, and Metcalf hasn't held it.
20 on the side.
So Abby Fleming.
Cool, thank you.
Is the culprit in this case.
20 on the side.
You thought they were in the corner here, didn't you? Lizzie Golden definitely should have given it there, just hits Nell Metcalf on the shoulder, but that'll be one she'll be frustrated with as well. Basic skills, 2v1.
Matters not, because there was the penalty insurance. And this time, George prods it to 5 metres away.
We got a ball? Yeah. Just waiting on the ball.
Can Quins muscle up once more? Lucy Simpson there. She was involved in the England under-21s training camp, the one that they had a day's team meetings and then went up to Loughborough, the next generation of rising Rose. She's gone really well over the last few weeks, and she might go incredibly well here. As she seeks the line, and she finds it. The young 20-year-old replacement hooker getting in on the try-scoring act. And Gloucester really piling on the pain late in the day at Kingsholm now.
Look, it was a really good try. We know how dangerous the maul is. I think it's taken up the majority of the show, Gloucester Hartpury's maul. But it's hard, isn't it? Because I don't think the score probably reflects a Harlequins performance probably for the first 60 minutes. Here, again, well-formed, patient, good driving there from Lucy Simpson. You know, she allows Sarah Beckett, as a Georgia Bethan Lewis there, just to kind of control the direction, and she gets to finish. But it's just such a strong weapon for them.
It's a fine strike, but not to be for Claky George, but it is for Lucy Simpson, and Gloucester are in sight of a half-century once more.
Sorry, say it again. Okay, so ground clock is correct. Yeah, I've got that off red. Knock-on advantage.
Sarah Green scoops up the loose ball, and Jade Conkle continues to ETT, empty the tank, as she has penned on her wrists for each game.
She's on the ball, knock-on advantage. Yes, yeah. No. Knock on.
Right, Katie, it's getting to that time of the match where we talk about our Built for Athletes player of the match.
Yeah, so contenders. Look, there's been some standout performances. Probably my first one, Super Cecilia. Look, I think if she played more than 40 minutes, she potentially could win this. But you know, a really good performance. Great tries, just so athletic. Tatiana Herd has been outstanding as well. Carried well, looks explosive, dynamic. I thought Kelsey Jones and her arrows once it started to get once they sorted out their line out, and just the way that middle section, she really composed the game, and just Michaela Tuiu, I thought for Harlequins has had a standout performance given how well she is carried against this Gloucester pack.
Well, I think her ears were burning as she made the burst down the short side, and she may have found touch, but it took more than one Gloucester Hartpury defender to do so.
Captain? Who's Kevin? Do you want a scrum or a line out? It's knock on into touch. Scrum, scrum. Scrum, we've got a knock on into touch. They've chosen the scrum. On the 5 here. Nice and low.
Sorry, sir, I didn't know it was not full.
That's okay.
Big bang.
Thank you.
Well, let's just say for Quins, as if they didn't have enough impressive back rows on there, that they've got Nicole Wythe, who is going to be back soon. They've got Danelle Lochner as well, the South African. And they're dealing with a number of absentees, and Lizzie Hanlon, Sylvia Tarani, Hannah Sims as well. So there's more firepower to come as Gloucester Hartpury down the short side. Sean Jones just losing her feet. Nevo Dowd this time puts a shoulder to the wheel.
Yeah, she's fine there.
No offload to come there, but
no advantage from the scrum.
As has been the case many times, a penalty always coming.
Penalty, yeah. That's the side angle. Pink on the line, pink on the line.
Right, we've seen your runners and riders. Let's see who the winner is. For Athletes Player of the Match, Katie.
Yeah, it'll be no surprise. I think, like I said, she's been outstanding at carrying abilities. We prepped at the beginning of the game about the kind of contender versus the bit of experience. But my player of the match today is Tatiana Herd. A couple of tries, you know, some of these lines is everything we expected from her in an England shirt. But, you know, she was doing it for fun today for Gloucester, and I think she has led from the front. A really, really solid performance from her.
Very modestly accepted as well there.
Slight wave to our fans.
Nestled in amongst the gang, amongst the Sherry and Whites. There's a group of them who go around trialling all the great pubs in the area. And they have an intricate scoring system, and I believe they'll be out researching after this one. Tuima has swords on the wraparound, and Dunn, who's been starved of possession and space all day, finds her fellow flyer, the Spaniard Pena, who is muscled towards the shed. The Quins have fought hard to keep it in play. Calendar continues to find energy reserves, and Gloucester Hartpury swarming. Quins knocking on, and the game done. And it is a perfect 10 for Gloucester Hartpury, with a player of the match who wears a 12. Tatiana Herd, the catalyst for another bonus point special from the reigning champions, who remain flawless across this PWR campaign. Harlequins leave with a try-scoring bonus point and plenty of credit for the fight that they brought to the Cherry and Whites. But it'll just be the solitary point. And Gloucester Hartpury reassert, re-impress their dominance at the top of the log. And it'll take some side, some performance to topple this Gloucester Hartpury winning machine. Full time here at Kingsholm. It is another bonus point victory, the 10th out of 10 of the season for Gloucester Hartpury. Quins leave with a try-scoring bonus point, but at full time, the champions have prevailed 45 points to 22 over Harlequins.